Hello and welcome to Totally Approachable Yoga. I'm Christine. Happy almost Thanksgiving. I'm going to do probably a 25-minute full body gentle yoga workout and stretch. I hope you've been well, and I hope the new microphone is working. I got some good feedback about it from the last video. All right, so find a comfortable seat. If cross-leg doesn't work for you, you can sit with your legs straight out, you can kneel, you can put a block under your bum, whatever works for you. Ground down into the mat. Close your eyes. You can let your hands rest gently on your knees. Just take some gentle breaths. I can hear some rain outside. It's kind of peaceful. All right, now we're going to breathe in for a certain count, hold it at the top of the breath, and then breathe out. So let's try it first. We're going to go in for 4 and out for 5 with a little hold at the top. Ready? Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Again, inhale. Hold. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. You can flutter your eyes open if you want. As you're inhaling, try to feel the breath expand your lungs. And then as you exhale, obviously it goes back in, and try to push out a little extra air even when you think you're done exhaling. So let's try that again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Keep going. One more time. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And push it out. Even if you open your mouth, sigh it out. Okay. One more breath in and flutter your lips out. I don't know how that's going to sound on the mic. Anyway, tilt your head forward. Feel the stretch in the back of your neck. Try to keep your shoulders away from those ears. Let's just do some gentle swing from side to side. Don't forget to breathe while you're doing this. Back to center. Look over one shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Center to the other shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. No matter how you're sitting, inhale and try to raise your arms up in high prayer. You can bring your palms together. If you want, you can put your pointer fingers up, kind of like you're doing a Charlie's Angels, shooting a gun at the sky. Hopefully, I'm not the only old person who remembers that show. Come down. Again, up. Let's come down through heart center. Let's do some gentle shoulder rolls back and forward. Open up. Give yourself a hug. Open up. And do the opposite arm on top. Now we're going to do a hug, but try to do eagle arms. So follow me along. Your left hand is underneath. You cross them. You bend at the elbows, and you try to get your palms together. Lift up and tilt your forehead down. And let's take 3 rounds of breath in this position. Now let's do that with the opposite arm on top. So whichever way you were before, switch it, cross, might not be the same. Lift and tilt your forehead. Now later we might try to do the full eagle pose, which is when you're standing and your legs are twisted kind of pretzel-like, but the opposite one goes on top from your arm. So if your left arm is on top, the eagle arms, then your right leg will be crossing over your left. And you kind of look like a spiral. And it's okay if you can't do the double cross, because you can always do just a hug with your arms, and you can just do one leg crossing over the other, which you'll see a little bit later. It's important to concentrate on your balance when we're doing that one. That's what makes it so tricky. Okay, let's do some cat-cow and like circular rotations. So inhale forward for cow, and then roll back, tilt your chin in, and pull and gets a little traction for cat. So you've seen us do these when we're on all fours in tabletop. So it's the same motion with your spine, but we're sitting. And so you get a little more of a stretch in your arms. And now, let's try to just do some kind of like body circles. So when you're coming around the back, you're in cat, and forward you're in cow. It's sort of just a more fluid way of doing it. And then remember to switch directions about halfway through. Okay. Shake it out. Circle your wrists. Do a couple of gentle presses, especially if you're using your phone. Sometimes your wrists and hands don't get the love that they need. All right. Let's come to tabletop. Line up your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders, your knees, and your hips. Let's do just one cat-cow to center ourselves. We already did it seated. And then from here, pull back, seat to feet, and let's come into a child's pose. Crawl your hands forward. And if it's more comfortable for you, you can spread your knees. You can put your head down. You can put it on a block, the mat, or it doesn't have to touch, whatever's comfortable for you. And feel the stretch from the top of your fingertips all the way to the bottom of your spine. And from here, let's kind of slither forward on the mat, and we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So this is a gentle back bend. It's a little easier than Cobra, or definitely easier than Up Dog. So your arms are at right angles, and you're up like this. If this feels a little too much on your low back, just come down a little bit. And from here, we are going to plant our hands and pop up into a down dog. Now, if you don't feel ready to do that, you can come up through tabletop and then lift your hips. So that would look like this, tabletop, and then lift your hips. Or if you're going to come up directly, it's kind of like what we do in a sun salutation, but a little more gentle. Tuck your toes and push up into down dog. Kind of reorient yourself. Pedal out your feet. Bend your knees, really deeply bend your knees, and then lift your hips. And kind of tuck your head between the frame of your arms. So you're in an upside down V. And let's take 3 rounds of deep breath here. Inhale. Hold at the top. Exhale. From here, inhale and lift your right leg up. And then bring it through, sort of like aiming your knee to your nose. Come forward and put it in between your hands. In my case, I'm helping it along, and drop that back knee. So you're in a low lunge. And settle in. And from here, bring your hands down, tuck the back toe, and bring it all the way up. Forward fold. Do a halfway lift with a flat back. All the way down again, and then up into high prayer. Hands to heart center. Let's inhale up again. Forward fold. Flat back. Bend your knees if you need to. Plant your hands. And step back into downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Lift your left leg up. Bring it in. All the way through. Lower the back leg. And inhale up. Low lunge. Plant your hands. Back leg up to meet the front. And all the way up. Good. Let's add on. Inhale. Dive forward. Step back. This time, step back into plank. If this feels too much pressure on your low back, drop the knees. From plank, we're going to come all the way down to our bellies. Again, we're going to do Sphinx pose. Push back up into downward facing dog. Lift your right leg. Bring it all the way through. This time, keep the back leg lifted. Really establish a firm base and build from the bottom up into a high lunge. It's okay if you wobble. And from here, straighten that front leg. Bring the back leg in a little bit. Up. And hands to prayer. We're going to tilt that back foot. We're going to do triangle. Reach as far as you can go. Drop the arm and lift the opposite arm. Apologies that I am not facing you. From here, reverse triangle. And let's bend into warrior two. Tilt back for peaceful warrior. And forward. Pull your hands behind you and bend forward for humble warrior. Come up. Bring back leg up to meet front. Inhale. And dive forward. Step back. Plank pose. All the way down. Sphinx. Push back. Downward dog. Lift your left leg up. Bring it through. Keep the back leg lifted this time. And rise up. High lunge. And straighten that leg. Bring the back foot in a little bit. Tilt it. And let's do triangle on this side. Reach until you can't reach anymore. Then drop. And raise your opposite arm up. At least this time I'm facing you. And let's tilt that back for reverse triangle. Let's come into a warrior two. Try to make this leg bent in a right angle, but don't bring that knee over your toe. Tuck in your booty. Back leg should be straight and arms out powerfully. Tilt it back, peaceful warrior. And let's humble our warrior, straighten that front leg. And reach it down. Back leg up to meet the front. Inhale up. Dive down. Flat back, halfway up. Plant your hands. Step back into plank. If you feel ready, you could do chaturanga, which is only going halfway down and then up in an up dog. Or you can repeat what we did before, which was all the way down and then a gentle back bend like Sphinx or even a baby cobra. So chaturanga, you come halfway down. It's tricky. And then come up in an up dog. Roll over your feet. Downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath. Bend your knees, look forward, and step or jump to the front of your mat. And roll all the way up. I'm afraid this mic might capture too much of my breathing. It's hard to talk and do the poses at the same time. Okay, let's try some balancing poses. So, ground your feet in. Put all your weight on one foot, in this case, using my left, but you can start however you like. And sort of float the opposite foot up. So let's just do this for now. Just try to balance on one foot. If it helps, you can put your hands at prayer or on your hips. So now, lift that knee up. Keep breathing. And gently pull it to the side. And back forward. If you want, you can try to grab that big toe and straighten it. And if not, you can keep it bent. And you can bring that straight leg out or just repeat what we did before. And bring it down. So let's try tree pose, which if you've done my videos before, you know it's one of my favorite poses. It should seem easy after that balance that we just did. So weight onto one side, float the other foot up, open up the hip. You can keep your big toe down on the mat. You can raise it a little and have the flat of your foot on the inside of your shin, or you can even bring it all the way up to the inside of your thigh. Don't press it on your knee. Some people find that the higher you bring it, it's easier. So give it a try. And if you're feeling steady, I don't know if I am, you can raise your arms up like the branches of a tree. Good. Okay, now we'll try it on the other side. Historically, my other side, not as good. So put all the weight on that other leg. Deep breath in. And raise that knee up. Flex your foot, sometimes that helps. And bring it to the side. And forward. Try to focus your eyes on something that isn't moving. And if you want, grab that big toe, straighten it as much as you can. Try to bring it to the side. That's not happening for me. Back. And down. Okay, let's try tree on this side. Deep breath. Open up the hip. Big toe on the mat. Or a foot on your shin, or even higher on your inner thigh, which I am not going to attempt on this side. And if you're feeling steady, wave your branches. This isn't too wobbly for me considering I'm standing on my right foot, which is usually the wobbly side. All right, shake that out. Let's try to center ourselves a little before we do another balance. Inhale and drop down into powerful pose or chair pose. So sit your butt down in an imaginary chair. Your hands can be here or they can be forward in a diagonal. Keep breathing. Try to go a little bit lower. And dive forward. Come all the way up. Now, let's try one-legged chair. So, bring one leg up like we did before. And try to sit down. And if you're feeling bold, bring it over into a figure 4. Don't forget to breathe. And other side. Chair pose. Lift that one leg up. And figure 4. Good. Okay, let's see if we can try eagle. We did the arms at the beginning, and I think I explained the legs, but sometimes it gets confusing when you try to do them together. So, first we'll do the legs. So, put the weight on your left leg. Bring your right leg over. Now, maybe you're just here. You can leave your big toe on the floor. That's fine. Maybe you can keep the foot up and cross it over. And you can bend the standing leg. Maybe you tuck your right foot behind your left ankle. So now you're kind of twisted like a pretzel. Woo! So your right leg's on top. So the left arm is going to be on top. So hug yourself, left arm on top, twist and bring it up and tilt your forehead. And if you feel wobbly, put that toe down or just take away one of the twists of your legs. And you can like sit into it a little bit. That seems to help. All right, good job. Now, other side. So put all the weight on one leg, float the other leg up, cross it. Maybe you stop here. Maybe you tuck it around, even halfway. You can keep your toe on the mat or keep it up a little bit. And if that helps. So our left leg's on top. We're going to do the right arm on top, bend, clap, lift, bend your forehead. Sit into it. Take a few breaths. All right, I came out of that one a little bit quicker. Good job. Those are some challenging poses. But you should feel a nice stretch in the back of your shoulders, also your hips. Plus, it's always working on your balance, which is good. It's good for your mental health and your physical health. Okay, step to the top of your mat. Let's do a couple more warrior poses from here. Hands on your hips. Bring your right leg back and tilt it and bend in. So we're doing another warrior 2. Flip that front hand, tilt it back, peaceful warrior, which we did before, but we did not do side angle. So try to open up so you're not down, you're kind of forward, and put your hand over your ear like that. So it's sort of aiming at where your ceiling meets your wall. Unless you're doing this outside, and then lucky you. Enjoy the weather if you're somewhere nice. You also might hear in a class people do a bind or a half bind. So if that's something you want to try, you bring your arm around the back. And if you can, you even like reach it to your thigh. That's a half bind. And some people do a full bind. So they would reach this arm behind and clasp their other arm under your leg. But you really have to maintain the integrity of the pose. The point is not to grab your hands and be down like this. That's not really a bind. So If you feel like it's compromising, your back being flat against the imaginary wall, don't do it. Or just do a half bind. Okay. And let's fly our warrior in the middle to even ourselves out. So up, 5 points, pointed star, and then squat down into goddess pose. Again, up. And goddess. And let's repeat that on the other side. So put this foot straight, this one tilt in. Let's bend into our warrior 2. Hips are facing the long end of the mat. Deep breath. Flip that front hand. Tilt it back. Peaceful warrior. And extended side angle. And if you want to try, this is a half bind. Or if you want to even try a full bind, which for me on this side, not a great idea. So I'm just doing kind of a half bind. And it kind of also depends on how your shoulders are feeling that day. You might really want to get this stretch, or you might want to feel it stretching back. Back up. Fly our warriors. Goddess pose. And up. Hands on your hips and a wide-legged forward fold. If you can, walk your hands back so they're almost like behind where your legs are, and really let your head be heavy. One more standing, sort of a standing pose, but we are almost going to be sitting. So, Skandasana. Bend into that right leg. And flex your left foot. Now, some people you'll see do this pose, they're all the way down. They're in a deep squat on the floor. And that's amazing. But I am not going down that far. And up. Other side. And up. Let's do it again. And last one. And see if you can come down in Malasana, which is a squat. It's tricky for me to get my heels down in this pose. I can sit on the block, but I don't have them handy. So take a deep breath. And let's sit. Good. Bring the soles of your feet together. Give yourself a little foot rub. You deserve it. Flutter your legs a little bit, kind of a butterfly movement. Inhale. And forward fold. Don't worry about how far down you get. Just relax. And let's come down to our backs. Keep your feet planted. Tuck your tailbone. Really make sure your low back is planted on the mat. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, push up, push your pelvis up into bridge pose. And really squeeze your bum, and you'll feel the tops of your legs really contract that. If you want, you can clasp hands underneath and kind of like roll your shoulders underneath. And come down. Let's try that again. Inhale up. And down. Now let's try shoulder stand. So give yourself a hug to prepare. A couple of spinal rolls. And you're going to use your hands to assist. So tilt up and put your hands on your sacrum. And you might be just like right here. That's great. If you can, straighten your legs up. And they should be kind of in a straight line. it won't be perfect, especially that you're supporting your lower half. Flex and point your feet. Take a few deep breaths. Then after shoulder stand, bend your knees. And if you can, we'll do plow, which is to bring your feet behind you. You can clasp your hands again. But if that's too uncomfortable, stay supported like this and don't bring your feet all the way down. Just you're kind of staying in like an inverted chair pose. And gently roll yourself down. We're going to do a couple of twists. Do a figure 4. Arms out at a T or a cactus, and then let the bottom of that foot fall down. And look over the opposite shoulder. And up. Switch the cross of your legs. Let it fall. And look over the other shoulder. And feet plant on the ground again. We're going to do a gentle supine twist. So just let your knees fall. Look over. And to the opposite side. And now put your feet like a foot apart and just windshield wiper them back and forth. Just like loosen up your low back and your legs. Okay. Put your arms overhead. Give yourself one last hug. If there's any pose or any movement you feel like you still need, some people like a few more twists, some people like to do legs up the wall, by all means do it. Otherwise, we are going to settle in for shavasana. Stretch out on your mat, take up some space. Open your legs. Put your hands up, palms up, sort of in a receiving pose. Try to clear your mind of any distractions. It's not easy. And then set a timer. 5 minutes, 10 if you're really good at it. And rest in shavasana. I suggest you pause the video here, set the timer, and then hit play when it's done, rather than watch me lay here for 5 minutes. And when you're done with your corpse pose, bring your knees in, roll over to one side in a fetal position. Push yourself up, come back to a comfortable seat. Hopefully you feel a little more space, a little more flexibility, a little more calm. Thank you for letting me lead you in this practice. Please like and subscribe and put any feedback below. I did get some feedback with the mic, so that's good. Hopefully it wasn't making it sound like I was panting. And I will see you next time. Namaste.